I was very wary about the Commedia all'Italiana set from Radiance. Now, Italian comedy is something I've seen a little bit of, and to be honest, the ones I've seen aren't the highest regarded, and I didn't really have a positive opinion on Italian comedy. But jumping back a number of decades from the ones I've seen, which were all kind of 70s, 80s stuff, Radiance has delivered us a trio of films by Dino Risi, and we shall look at each of these. So number 19 in the Radiance collection is Il Vedovo and The Widower.
Perché a Milano c'è ancora qualcuno che ha fiducia nelle mie capacità. Che ne pensi tu e mammetta tua?
Serafino il barolo!
And it's very different to what I expected. All three of these films, and Il Vedovo especially, isn't one that's laugh out loud funny, but it gave me a feeling of the kind of Ealing films of the 50s, and that was a good place to be because they're driven by good storylines, by interesting characters, not by politics of the time, not even by situational comedy, more comedy in the way people are just acting. It was more smile-inducing than laugh out loud, but because of the great characters that you're given and the wonderful situations, I was really on board with this film. Now, The Widower is all about Alberto Sordi, who plays Alberto Nardi, a man who runs a company which is just going into the ground. He's got a rich wife, but he is terrible at business. He's got lofty aspirations. He sees himself as someone that people should attain to be, but he's a failure in every respect other than his imagination.
Ma noi da 2 settimane non prendiamo la paga. Prima di tutto non mi piace il tono. In secondo luogo metti giù quella chiave inglese perché non mi fai paura.
These people all kind of feed that ego that he has, but he doesn't have the money to finance the ideas that he wants. His business is going down the drains, and his wife will no longer facilitate his daydreams, his aspirations. And we kind of meet this character that's at an end. He doesn't know what to do. He owes this money out. His wife has all this money, and midway through the film, a terrible accident happens and his wife dies.
Già, eredita tutto lui. Sì, eredita 600-700 milioni.
No, sono molti di più. Ma che scherziamo? Che fanno, Marchese? Sono molti di più.
But Alberto realises that this kind of solves all his problems. This means that he's no longer got a wife that doesn't love him. He no longer has all these bills. He can take on the deals that he wants to do. He now has a lot of money. He has instant respect and is brought into the business world. Unfortunately for Alberto, his wife's not actually dead. And when she turns back up, everything is pulled from him as he's realised that he's back to peg one and can't really move any forward again. He had a taste of what life could be like, and it's a taste that gave him some dark aspirations as he now looks to take out his wife with the help of some of his friends to inherit the fortune and make his life the way he feels that it should be going.
E la poveretta precipita dal 19° piano sfracellandosi al suolo. E io eredito 1 miliardo. Che ne dite?
Or whichever direction he wants it to go. And it's this kind of idea that really made it a lot of fun. Seeing him trying his best, always pushing, but never being thoughtful about what he's doing. It's always about quick impact, make the decision, make the choices. He doesn't look into information behind it. He's in such a rush that he doesn't stop, pay attention, and deal with the things that are directly in front of him. He is such an interesting character because you can look at him and you see this flawed person here, and it's a wonderful performance by Sordi, who really imbues this character as a kind of lovable loser. And you see that, you see the way he has this gift of the gab, can constantly talk to people, make them do what he wants to do, get them on his side, most of them. But there is a history of people like his wife who have believed in him, who bought into the idea that he has of himself, but he's never quite able to attain it. And it gives you such a wonderful character whose mind turns to dark aspirations, like I said later on, and even in the idea of killing his wife, is somehow able to talk people into coming and doing it with him. Now the transfer on this disc was tremendous. It looks fantastic. There's something about black and white in its restored version with all the marks on the film taken out that just looks tremendous. The situations that we have with our character, although it's limited locations, it just looks wonderful as well, the way we kind of jump for these different places. I loved a lot of the characters in here, from the Marquis, his kind of assistant, to his love interest, to the businessman that comes in and kind of steals his love interest at one point thanks to his wife's meddling, as he would see it.
Significa che sono diventata molto amica di tua moglie. Ed è stata proprio lei a presentarmelo. Fenolio è un uomo ricco sfondato.
Even the wife is terrific as someone who's just fed up with this lovable loser who she's realised that, you know what, she just doesn't love anymore. I had a great deal of fun with Il Vedovo. It settled me into the movie. Like I said, it wasn't laugh out loud funny, but it's something I would definitely watch again. Something I had a great time sitting and watching. Let's dive into the disc and have a look at the extras. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have Comedy, Italian Style. This is a newly produced visual essay by Remy Fournier Lanzoni, author of Comedy, Italian Style. The writer looks at softening of neo-realism into the neorealismo rosa, which laid the groundwork for Commedia all'italiana. And this is roughly 18 minutes 14 seconds, taking a good broad look at Italian comedy from the 50s, moving forward, how it kind of changed and evolved and became such a sort of powerhouse of Italian cinema. Next up we have Kat Ellinger. This is a newly produced visual essay which Kat looks at Italian superstar comedy actor Alberto Sordi with a focus on socially conscious nature of his 1960s roles. This is 34 minutes 10 seconds. I love this, how it kind of just studies an actor, someone that I knew really nothing about, but learned a lot throughout this extra, as well as so my favourite part of this was when she starts to list a lot of his best roles, giving me a list of movies to now go and research and check out. And we have the trailer, which is 4 minutes 14 seconds, and that's the extras for Il Vedovo. So there we have it. Number 19 in the Radiance range, the first one in the Commedia all'italiana set, is Il Vedovo. I liked it. I'm curious to see where I go in the next adventure that Radiance has set up for me. So join me as I talk about Il Mattatore pretty soon. I would love to know your opinion of Il Vedovo, and if you picked up this set, your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.